Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And I was asked this question, and it's a good question. Do narcissists ever feel guilt? Okay. And a lot of people also ask, does the narcissist feel guilty for how they treated them? Do they feel guilty about how the relationship, ended up or what they did to you or something like that? Here's what it is, you guys. Narcissists do feel guilt. And a lot of people say they don't, but they do feel guilt. How do I know? Because I've seen it numerous times. Narcissists feel guilt, but the difference is just because they feel guilty about maybe talking to you poorly or cheating on you or treating you badly, it doesn't mean they're going to change their behavior. And some of them will actually lie and say, I'm going to change. Because what they're doing is they're stringing you along to keep you around. And, they're just going to gaslight you and keep doing what they're doing. So when they feel that you're pulling away, then that narcissist may get desperate and say, no, I'm going to change. I'm not going to break your boundaries. I'm not going to stay out all night. I promise you I'll never cheat on you again. I didn't even cheat on you. They'll flat out lie to you and everything, all right? And sometimes narcissists, when they're feeling guilty about something, like for instance, maybe they're talking to somebody on the side that you don't know about or they're cheating on you, sometimes the narcissist will do something nice for you, like buy you a gift, all right? Like I had a narcissist who actually bought me all new tires out of nowhere. This narcissist was a very cheap narcissist. And I'm saying to myself, he's offering to buy me these brand new tires. Where's this coming from? It wasn't even my birthday. It wasn't even a holiday. And he was just like, I want to do something nice for you or something. Okay. And later on, I found out that, he was cheating. He was saying he was going to bed at night, before work, and then he was cheating. All right. So the truth always comes out. And they do feel a certain amount of guilt. That's why sometimes narcissists can be nice at times. Sometimes you'll see a narcissist be very, very nice to you or accommodating to you. And that is to alleviate the guilty feelings that they have, that they may be doing something that deep down they know is wrong, but they'll be nice to kind of justify it. And then there's other narcissists that will twist it around and just justify it in their minds and say, I cheated on you because, you always fight with me or you're always working. Most narcissists will twist it around and make it your fault for whatever they do. So a lot of people sit there and they say, narcissists, they're in their own sense of reality. They don't know what the truth is. They most definitely know what the truth is. You guys, you can't be a sucker and believe that crap, all right? That might be for somebody who's reading, Narcissist 101, where it says textbook, they're unaware of the reality. They are very well aware of what the truth is, but they will twist it to their benefit. And how do they do that? They justify in their minds whatever they do as justified for treating you like shit, okay? In other words, if you answer them back, if you put up a boundary, that narcissist is going to justify themselves for walking out on you and cheating on you. Some narcissists will start fights with you so that they can feel better and go out and cheat on you. Out of nowhere, they'll start a fight over something petty, then walk out. It's a way for them to get out and cheat on you. And then you're left there thinking that you said or did something wrong when the narcissist was just picking on anything, okay? They just needed a reason to bolt and get out of there and disappear for a day or two so they could go see another supply. So understand this. Even though a narcissist feels guilt, they're still going to do what they're going to do, okay? And a lot of people say, my narcissist treated me so badly. I want to know that, they felt bad about how they treated me. They're aware of how they treated you, but if they had to do it over, they would still treat you crappy, okay? They're still going to treat you the way they did because in the narcissist mind, they feel they had to do what they had to do, all right? And the other reason is because they feel that they don't trust anybody and they're paranoid. They feel that they couldn't take a chance of being trustworthy and transparent because they're in such fear that you will screw them over. They don't trust anybody. This, to me, is, one of their biggest weaknesses, besides the fact that they can never be happy because they have an empty, space within themselves that they're always trying to fill up with, compulsive pleasures, trying to find pleasures and impulsive pleasures everywhere. The narcissist also can't trust. This is key, you guys. Understand that. If somebody can't trust you and can't be vulnerable with you, they can never be close with you and they'll never trust you. And if they can't trust you, they're going to be out doing what they got to do for themselves. They won't be aligned with you as one, okay? And this is like one of the biggest things that breaks up marriages. When you come together and you get married with somebody, you come together and you become as one, all right? You're a unit. You become one, or one under God, all right? But when you marry a narcissist, they don't become one with you. There's always a wall up, and especially with a covert narcissist, there's always a wall up. Covert narcissists will always have secret money somewhere, secret contacts that they're talking to. They don't trust you, all right? So, yes, narcissists do feel guilt for maybe, talking badly about you or something. They may, because like I said, they aren't out of touch with reality. They know what reality is, but they've got to justify it. So they'll justify it in their minds so that they don't have to face that shame. So what does a narcissist do when they feel guilty? Okay? Like I said, they'll do nice things for you. Or at times they may be really, really nice and you don't know where this is coming from. They could be feeling like there's two reasons why a narcissist would generally be nice to you. One is they're trying to reel you back in because they feel that you're pulling away, all right? And the other reason is because they're feeling a sense of guilt for whatever they're doing, maybe behind your back. Whether it's cheating, whether talking to somebody, maybe hiding money from you. They're doing something deceitful and they'll feel a little bit guilty about it. So they may, like I said, they won't own it or step up to the plate or, clean the air and let you know that they did something wrong because they can't face shame. So how do they lessen that guilt that they feel? They'll do something else for you, okay? They'll go out of your way and do something else really nice for you or give you something out of the blue. And that should be a red flag when you're dealing with somebody like that. Like, why, when you know somebody's basic nature and they're generally not a very generous person or anything like that, and all of a sudden they're doing something really nice for you, and it's not a birthday, it's not a holiday, it's not a special occasion, you've got to question that and you got to say to yourself, what's going on here? What would make them want to do that? And a lot of them will say, well, I just want you to know how much I love you, or I just want you to know, you're special, or how much you mean to me, or something like that. And you have to, you have to say to yourself, is this something that this person would normally, it's in their character to do, or is this coming out of left field and it doesn't seem like a natural thing? Then you have to say to yourself, maybe they're feeling guilty about something, or maybe they're worried that I'm pulling away. So understand that. Now, you have narcissists too. Like people ask me too, do narcissists love their children? Narcissists can care about their children, but they love themselves more. If it had to come down to them or their children on a boat that was going down, the narcissist would save themselves, okay? Narcissists come first. They're very, very selfish, okay? But then a lot of narcissists that know they have not been there for their children, okay, maybe physically been there to visit them or see them, later on in life, they may feel a certain amount of guilt. And also later on in life, maybe they slow down. They're not out partying like they were. And, the times that they were supposed to see their kids, they were out having a good time for themselves. But later on in life, guess what? Later on in life, that narcissist all of a sudden wants to become the family man or family woman and wants a relationship with their children that they basically abandoned or neglected their whole life. All right? So they feel a sense of guilt, and they may show up to try to see the kid and bring a nice gift. Or sometimes narcissists that are feeling guilty about how they treat their children will buy, they'll spend a lot of money on them, but then they won't spend any time with them, or they won't be there for that kid when that kid is sick, or they won't go out of their way to, help the kid out by driving them or spending time with them, but they'll buy them little gifts, all right? This way they could say, oh, well, I bought you that expensive PlayStation. That alleviates my guilt for not being there as a father or as a mother. All right. So narcissists, in order to alleviate their guilt, a lot of times will buy things. OK, and then later on, they'll throw it in your face and say, didn't I buy you this or didn't I buy you that? Because that's the easy way out. Rather than spend time, rather than sacrifice and have to, get in the trenches and do the dirty work of, trying to take care of a child or be there for somebody who's in need. Here, I bought you this. Okay. Here, I bought you this. That alleviates their guilt, and they can say, well, I did something. All right. And the other thing that somebody made a great point about is they said narcissists don't like physical work. And this is so true, you guys. Most narcissists, not all, don't like physical work. And why is that? Because they have to put themselves out. So when you have, a situation where there's physical work or something like that, maybe it's in the office and there's a lot of work. What does the narcissist do? They disappear, or they make excuses why they can't do it so that you have to do it. Or when it comes to physical work, around the house, that narcissist is going to make excuses so that you have to do it. I told you, a narcissist is not your ride or die. They're not the people that are going to sacrifice and be there for you when the times get tough. They are the worst person you want in your life when things go bad, all right? Because they will either disappear, ghost, and abandon you, or they'll make excuses why they can't, do certain things like pick up the kid from school or take the kid to the doctor or, help out around the house or anything like that. So, they'll try to make up for it in other ways by maybe buying something. Buying something is an easy way. It takes no physical work, no sacrifice, all right, generally. And it's an easy way to alleviate their guilt. But getting back to the topic at hand, whether narcissists feel guilty, yes, they do, okay? Yes, they do. But they're not like the typical person that will say, oh, I feel guilty. Let me make this right, all right? Let me humble myself and let this person know that I was wrong. That a narcissist won't do. They won't own when they're wrong. They won't take accountability. But when they're feeling guilty, they'll try, not all of them, some of them will just feel guilty and do nothing, all right? And some of them will feel guilty to the point where they feel they'll do something like buy something, and that kind of like alleviates their guilt for, maybe cheating on you, buy you roses or something, or, give you money, or, do something, financial for you. And this way they could say, well, I did something. I don't have to feel so guilty about everything. So understand this, that narcissists, they know. They are not mentally insane. They know what the truth is. They know what's right and wrong, but their ego, that fragile little ego of theirs, comes before anything and anybody, even their children, okay? And that's a real sad piece of reality, because there's a lot of children suffering because they have selfish, narcissistic parents. But you know what? You know what karma is? Later on in life, those kids don't want to know that parent, okay? So the narcissist loses out in being in that child's life a lot of times, because kids are very perceptive and they remember who was there for them and who wasn't. All right. So whatever you throw out in this world, it's going to come back to you. So if a narcissist is in a bad relationship with you and they abused you, they talked down to you, or they told you off or anything like that, okay, they're going to feel a little bit of guilt, but they're going to brush it off, all right? And this is what a lot of narcissists do as well. They'll have a big fight with you, and then they roll over and they can go to bed, all right? Why? Because they don't care about how you feel. They're worried about themselves. And then the next morning, they feel like, why are you bringing this up? That was last night. Why are you bringing up the past? They don't want to take accountability for the fact that they, talk to you like crap or anything like that. They want you to sweep it under the rug. Anything that, that they have to, take accountability for or own up to. Oh, you're bringing that up again? Let's just move forward. Yeah, sure. Let's just move forward so that you don't have to take accountability and you could just repeat the same old toxic shit again because it was never resolved. All right. You have to resolve the problem in order to fix the problem. And narcissists don't care about resolving conflict. Period. End of story. They always want to say, let's move on from here, or let it go. This is another big one that narcissists say. Can't you just let it go? Why are you always making a big deal over things? Oh, you're so emotional. Oh, you need to talk to somebody. Oh, you're hypersensitive. No, I'm not hypersensitive. You're not owning up to what you did. Own it. Acknowledge it, say that, you're not going to do that again, and we can move on. But a narcissist won't do that. Instead, what they'll do is they'll attack you and they'll create reactive abuse and say, oh, you're so emotional. Oh, you're making a big deal over nothing. Understand this. Narcissists are fucking hypocrites. It's okay for them to sit there and talk to you like you're a piece of shit, but God forbid you ever did it to them. God forbid you ever talk to them the way they talk to you. Oh, forget it. They make you pay. They would either go silent and give you the silent treatment for weeks or months or whatever and try to bring you down to your knees, or they would get in your face in a narcissistic rage and get you up on a wall and start yelling and screaming and try to intimidate you and instill fear in you. God forbid you ever did to them what they ever did to you. So like I said, they are hypocrites, okay? Understand that. You will not get fairness when dealing with a narcissist. And it's the same thing when we talk about guilt. They'll feel guilt, but they won't feel guilty enough to change their behavior or to acknowledge it or apologize or anything like that. The only time a narcissist is going to apologize is if they absolutely have to, all right? Because they know they're going to lose something. And even if they apologize, deep down in their mind, they know that they're going to do the same shit later on, and they're probably just going to say, oh yeah, I'm sorry, just to shut you up. And this is what covert narcissists do. You may get an apology, very rarely, okay? A lot of times they'll say, I'm sorry you feel that way, or I'm sorry that your feelings. Listen to the apology that they give you, because they always twist it to make it sound like, you're the one with the problem. I'm sorry that you have a problem. They never say, I'm sorry I did that, or I'm sorry I made a mistake. It's always, I'm sorry you have a problem with it, okay? But the point being, all right, with this guilt business is that when you feel guilty, you're going to try to make it right, or you're going to try to say something to that person because you feel bad and you care about that person and you don't want to hurt that person. When a narcissist feels guilty, they'll feel guilty, but they won't tell you, all right? Narcissists are secretive like that. They're never, ever going to tell you that they feel guilty because they never want to put it into the light that they did anything wrong. So they will try to alleviate their guilt by indirectly doing something nice so that they can feel better about themselves that they did something, okay? So I hope that helps you guys. If it did, hit the subscribe button and please share the podcast on social media and spread the awareness. Have a great day, you guys. If you guys are having a problem in your dating or relationship, or you're dealing with somebody maybe that's narcissistic, you don't know if they're a narcissist, or you're just having problems, you're in a toxic relationship, and you need some clarity on it, go to the link in the podcast description for my website where I offer email and phone coaching. If you have a quick question, just a quick question, and you want to get a video sent back to you answering your question, there's also a link there for Vizio where I will send you a personalized video answering your question. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and I want to tell you about my 2 books on Amazon. The first book is Regain Your Power. It's all about power and relationship. Who has the power in the relationship? And it goes into all of that, okay? The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time, okay? Check it out. It gives you a lot of good clues as to whether you're with somebody who's a real one or somebody who's just going to waste your time. You could read them both with Kindle's free trial membership. So check it out. Link is in the podcast description. Hi, you guys. I just want to let you know that the Game Exposed now has their merchandise available. Check out the link in the bio, and you could go check it out. There's cool hoodies, cool sweatpants, cool hats. So go to the bio for the link. And also, don't forget to follow me on Facebook at The Game EXP 123, and also on Instagram, The Game EXP 123. Okay? And have a great day.